I discovered a massive secret about football fans, and I'm going to share it with you in this video. The main thing is, when people watch their team that they enjoy so much, they're spending a lot of time with them. They're getting some sort of emotional attachment. But a lot of times, when you run into the realm of sports, like football, for example, where there's the elements of physical nature, there's the mental nature, there's weather involved with it, there's the physicality. Teams are going to play at different levels against different competition. When you're in the NFL and competition is at a very high level and you have players that have oftentimes been the best player on their high school or their college teams, it's very tough to win a lot of games. And you are going to run into conversations with people that have varying opinions. They are polarized completely on a subject of who's a better football team, who's a better quarterback, who's the better coach, who overall is going to win the Super Bowl this year. These are the types of topics that come up. People, when they're watching more of their team, they just think that those players are better. And I will speak on this right now specifically. When I was covering football as a college announcer for Chapman University, being around those players and hearing their stories, interacting with their coaches and their fans, you start to believe that those players are genuinely just better overall than a guy on the other sideline. You spent a little bit more time with them, you're just immediately going to think that they're better because you've seen the way that they play, the way that they act, the way that they operate. There is the elements again, but you spent all that time with them so you can notice some tendencies that show they are not a great player. But that is when you are that close and in person with teams. A lot of us as fans are not getting that up close and personal element where I was able to see the dirty details being right up on them, know what kind of injuries they're dealing with that might not be disclosed for the public that would be happening for a lot of these teams. Like we found out quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers, they're dealing with injuries throughout the season. So we're seeing this stuff on television and we're gaining all of the information that just the media provides or that the teams provide. And then we're watching the games on television, might be able to analyze and watch the film if you're a lot more into the sport. And a lot of people aren't, so they don't even watch that. They look at the statistics. The statistics gurus, people that are able to evaluate the sport based off of win-loss record, based off of touchdown-interception ratio, based off of completion percentage, based off of quarterback rating, running back, yards per carry, all of these factors. Where the offensive line ranked in sacks, so the takeaways, how many interceptions a defensive back has, how many sacks a defensive lineman has, all of these statistics that go into it as opposed to simply watching the film. Where you see these varying takes again is people can be watching the exact same film and will see something completely different. It is a judgment sport. Like think about a catch in the end zone. Dez Bryant against the Green Bay Packers, divisional round of the playoffs. It's a catch in a lot of people's eyes. Cowboys, this is a touchdown. If you're a Packer fan, that's incomplete. It winds up incomplete. The exact type of thing where you're polarized can happen with players. You're watching, oh, this guy has great feet. Like, look at this kick step. He's able to back out. Or like, oh, he looks a little bit slow to me. I don't think he's a top 10 left tackle like PFF has been mentioning it from what I see there. Or then there's the side, like he's given up 2 sacks this year. Like the announcers are saying he's a top 10 tackle, but like he didn't play good today. So many of the fans are basing this off of just the pure access of what they receive. That's why it's very funny to me a lot of the time when the generalizations are made, where people say statements so confidently about people that they've never met or never been up on in person. Like maybe you can have the experience of getting up close, like you have good tickets to a game and you can see the sheer size or how fast some of these guys are. Like if you've ever seen a quarterback warm up right in front of you, all of them look like Hall of Famers. They're throwing the ball 30 yards, and that thing is like that. It's on a line. It is practically a perfect spiral. I don't care if it's Caleb Williams, Aaron Rodgers, Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders. The ball is on a line for 30 yards. All of them throwing perfect spirals. They're not under pressure. They're under duress. They got the set, back foot, throw it. It's excellent. So how are you able to evaluate any differences? That's why we play the games. Knowing that fans are egotistical. Fans are arrogant. They've invested their time. I've invested every single week 3 hours in my week, I'm researching, I'm looking at stats, 1, 2 hours every single day leading up to the game, evaluating injury news. Like, you have an investment in that team. You feel it's a right, something that you deserve is to be able to give your opinion and it's to be correct. Well, guess what? There are millions of fans that are doing the exact same thing. Hundreds of millions of people watch football, and we narrow that down a lot. We can say confidently millions of people that are diehard, huge fans of the sport, college and NFL football around the country. So if you're arguing wide receiver U for the Ohio State Buckeyes because they've got Marvin Harrison Jr., Jeremiah Smith, and Emeka Egbuka, and you're arguing with an LSU fan that's like, we've had Brian Thomas, Malik Neighbors, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, like that's wide receiver U. Like, Ohio State fans, have you seen Jamar Chase in person running routes? Have you seen Justin Jefferson on a sideline for the Minnesota Vikings? LSU fans, have you been up on Marvin Harrison Jr.? Have you been up right next to Emeka Egbuka and seen the way that he interacts on the sideline, is able to be a leader for his... Have you seen Jeremiah Smith up close and like right there, 5 feet away from you, and the way that he moves? Like, no, you probably haven't. You haven't seen it, so you're going to be biased towards what you've seen more of. Like, it's particular. The same things with politics. Like, there's a couple things that you believe, and you're going to not spend as much time looking at the other party. Like, that's just the way it is. In TV shows, they're painting someone as the protagonist, some as the antagonist. They're spending more time showing you why that person is who you want to root for, and why that person has qualities that you hate, and why you might want them to get killed off or to not longer be in the show. Joffrey, for example, in the Game of Thrones, or Jon Snow, for example, in Game of Thrones, and why you're rooting for that character or versus the other one. Like that's exactly the way sports is operating. These are essentially characters on a recurring sitcom but a TV show every single week, and we're seeing the development. We've got the managerial types, the coaches every week, and we get to see a little bit of their activity in their press conferences, and we see the media give updates and they ask questions. But that is the biggest thing and my issue, and why this is this huge discovery of what I think this is the secret, is the media does not do nearly a good enough job at covering a lot of these sports. The questions that are asked are hitting on the same points. Like, you should not be asking the same question someone asked before you. You got to have 3, 4, 5 different questions ready to go if one's covered, so you're not left there asking the same thing as someone else. Like, truly doing your homework to the point. If you're given media credentials, you're probably able to get access to other interviews or personal time with players. So please, as media overall, getting a little bit more work. I remember I just took so much time in interviewing coaches and players and trying to reach out to the other team. They wouldn't give me access to the other team. That's fine. All right. That's going to obviously paint the picture. Look, Chapman went 7-3 back-to-back seasons. When I was covering them, I was thinking that they could go 9-1. Why? Because I spent that much time. You're not giving me access to the other teams that they're playing. I'm not going to know the personal details of why they're motivated. You're a fan. The secret is you're a fan. Like Jamar Chase, he is fired up. He's going to have such a great game this week. Or Lamar Jackson, this matchup. Like, I've been hearing his interviews the last couple of weeks. Like, he's so ready for this game. I've been seeing him on social media in the offseason posting videos, working out. Compared to the other side, you don't think other NFL players for another NFL franchise aren't working out as well. So this is, again, to save you headaches, please take this as respect. I'm not trying to roast or just throw out a bunch of jargon about negativity towards fans. It is your investment and your time. I love the sport just as much as you do, but it's just something to remember out there. If you're getting into spats in person, which is a bit less, on social media, it's way more, because you just send a message and they're never going to see you face to face. It's very unlikely. It's like never happened to me where I've seen someone in person I'm interacting with. And honestly, it's fun if you do interact with them in person. You're able to back it up. It's just frankly very cool. But you're online. You don't know the truth behind it. There's videos that I myself will be making that it's like I have to make a prediction. I think that the Cowboys are going to beat the Cardinals, but like I could see Arizona pulling this one out. Like you have to make a decision. It's both back and forth. There's players you like on both teams. You can like both of the coaches. When you're a positive-minded individual, it's tough to be able to come up with it, and that's the same way it can go when you're trying to formulate an argument. But you can't go off disliking or hating someone just based off of some of their opinions with the sport. So that's where we need to settle down just a little bit. Again, I love and adore the enthusiasm and passion that you have for football. It is incredible. You're putting in all that much time and adore the sport. You feel the emotions, the trials and tribulations of being a fan of it. But let's remember again that this is an entertainment value, that there just should be no reason to feel negative and have to put something negative towards someone. If you've got an opinion, put it out there, but no more headaches, okay, around the subject of being fans, because that is the secret. Fans are arrogant about their teams because they spend more than. Why do you think dads of kids think their kid is going pro? Is they spend more time with them and they're a little bit more short-sighted than other people interacting with other kids. Every time you see your kid play, you're going to have an opinion that they're the best player on the field every single time. It is the exact same thing with players and watching their team. So I would love to hear in the comments whether you agree with some of this. Is this actually the secret about NFL fans? Like, am I wrong about football fans in general? Was this all a bunch of BS? Let me know in the comments whether you agree or disagree, or some additional feedback that you have. What kind of videos you'd like to see me react to or find more secrets on in the future here. Again, appreciate you so much. Make sure to subscribe for more content going forward. Again, Blitz with Blender. I am Josh Blender, and thank you so much for watching.